Que lo que con Flair. Welcome back to We Alive and Living. I'm Raziel Liz. Today, I want to talk about, what are we talking about today? I had this so planned out in my head. You know, like I said, when I be doing these videos, it'll be mostly these selfie videos I did to talk to people, to make it very realistic. I'm not standing in front of a Lamborghini. I'm not standing in front of a giant house. I'm at my house, but I'm not going to be standing there. I'm just I'm in front of some trees, very simple. I'm holding a camera in my hand, nothing too crazy. And just to let you know that this is the real me, giving you realistic point of views on things that we all talk about and feel. Today I wanted to touch base on getting started on something. Like, for example, let's take myself for example. Getting started on these videos. It took me a while to realize that these videos, I wanted to do them in a sense of like, I really didn't know how I wanted to do them. I was always like, I need better background. I need to get the green screen. I need to get this going on. I need to get that going on. And I would never get started. I would buy items, buy green screen, buy new lights, buy the whole 9 yards. I was always like, I want a better camera. I need a better this. I need it to be lit up better. And then it's like the more I say I need it better, and better, in my mind, I stop one day and put everything down and start to think to myself like, and think about it being better. It's about the message being correct, about the mother effing message being on point, about the mother effing facts, about the mother effing point of view that gets across to the viewer, you, me, because I'm a viewer myself, don't get me wrong. Even though I'm giving feedback on people to this day, I still have a lot to learn. But let's get to the point I wanted to make. Getting started on something. For example, like I said earlier, these videos, I wanted to make them so perfect to the point that I didn't even know how to get started. I was always like, it gotta be better than the next person. It just gotta be perfect. And then I realized, what's perfect? Perfect is who you are. Perfect, not necessarily nobody's perfect, but you are perfect in the sense of like, you are the way you are for a reason. That is your truth. That is your reality. And your reality, until you master it, until you come to terms with it, it ain't gonna be the best. Now, the way you become the best you is just going for it. Practice makes perfect, right? So to be the best you have to just go in. That's your practice. You have to just go in. So let's say you want to write a book. Let's say you want to make a movie. Let's say you want to make a self-motivation video like I'm doing for you guys right now. You have to just go. In other words, get out of your own way. Stop with the BFNS. Please. What's holding you back? What are you talking about? We as people, we always put something in front of us to hold us back from succeeding. It's always something. I need to get a new camera. You got a cell phone? Start filming. Like, what are you talking about? You need a new camera. Half of the world's gonna be viewing this on YouTube, right? Now, YouTube, if you're like me, you're watching it on your phone. Therefore, unless you got a camera that you want to blow the quality out of proportion and you're showing something, don't get me wrong, quality is good. I prefer quality over quantity. Do not get me wrong. It's the reason I'm holding this Canon camera, hurting my arm, holding it up right now. I could just use my cell phone, even though I don't have a lot of memory in it. I could have used my cell phone, but I did want the quality to be a certain extent. But I do have a different camera. This is a Canon camera. I do have a Lumix camera that shoots in 4K, but I'm not using that. That was just like, I'm gonna just use this camera, even though it's heavier. I'm gonna use this camera and just go in and just start talking to my peoples, you know? And if you have a cell phone and you don't have an actual camera, then use that cell phone. Believe it or not, cell phones sometimes hold the quality of your voice better than the camera would. I'm holding this camera with a boom mic on top of it to get my voice to sound good. The cell phone, I've noticed when I film with a cell phone, the quality of the voice for YouTube or something like that be outrageous. It'd be great. So don't handicap yourself thinking to yourself, I need to get this and I need to get that, so you don't do it. But going forward, there's things that hold us back. And let's go down that list. Like, what holds us back? Self-doubt, insecurities, lack of motivation, for a better word, you know. And it's like, what's really motivation in you? What is the motivation? What's going to get you motivated? And the funny part is some people are not motivated out of fear, you know? Fear's holding them back. Oh, I'm not going to succeed at it. I'm not going to be good at it. People don't want to hear what I got to say. People don't want to hear what I got to say. I mean, you listen to music? How many of these songs that you listen to that are not talking about nothing? Like they're just they're just songs. A good beat with a person rhyming words. Not all songs, I'm just saying a few songs. Everybody has a song that's like, they just like that song and the song is about nothing. But you're listening to it. You like that particular song, don't you? That particular song motivates you, doesn't it? So, if that song motivates you and you listen to it, how do you feel that what you're about to say nobody wants to listen to? Now granted, you're not going to be talking over a beat, but my point is, if a rapper, singer or somebody can get on a microphone and speak what they want to speak about, and you know why people are listening? Because they're doing it with confidence. What they're speaking is true. Now if what you're speaking is true, there's no reason you should be afraid of doing it. You shouldn't be afraid to speak about anything if what you're speaking about is your truth. Your truth will always be listened to. This is my truth. I'm not afraid. The reason I'm not afraid is because my truth is the fact that I've been through so much. I lost my brother. He got shot in front of me. I lost my mother to cancer. My dad was killed when he won the lottery. And that's just the icing on the cake. That's just the beginning. That's the cake fresh out the oven. And all my life, I've always done things different. And you know what that different was? I didn't give a F. And I still don't. I don't make these videos in hopes that I get 1 million views. That'd be nice. And if I do, great. I make these videos for that percentage of people that watch it and like it and get motivated by it. And don't get me wrong, I always run off the fact that I'm not a motivator. I always tell people, don't get me wrong, I'm not a motivator, I'm not an influencer, and I really am not. I'm just a person speaking his truth. The same way I pointed out in my book, Shut the F Up and Love. You speak your truth and people will always listen to you. You know why? Because of the way you're speaking it, the way you're putting it out there. You ever heard somebody talk, and even if what they're talking about, you don't care about the subject, you listen? Like you think it's just like, what he's talking about was nothing, it's a bunch of blah, blah, blah. But you listen to that particular person. And the reason you listen to that particular person is because that person was speaking the truth about what they went through, what they did, and what they were referring to. And even though that subject had nothing to do with you, it had nothing relevance to you, you listen to that person's entire story. And you could probably quote that story to somebody else. Man, such and such was talking to me about blah, 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 blah. It was about nothing. But you remember every word. Now, take a person that's telling you a more interesting story. A story where maybe they had a fist fight with somebody at a club. And they lost the fight, but they're trying to convince you that they didn't. You can tell by the way this person is telling that story if they're lying or not. Because the story is not true. They're not speaking their truth. They're BSing you. So you don't listen. You kind of tone them out. And you cut them off like, oh, yo, that's all good and everything, but I gotta go. That is the same way you need to treat what you're doing for yourself. Your truth is always worth going forward with. Your truth, your reality, the real you, what you have in your heart is always worth going for. If you want to film a movie, film it. Whether you want to start it filming test runs with your phone, whether you want to go online and start studying what to do, but the thing is, make a move, make a choice to start getting it started, get it moving. The more you wait, the longer you ain't gonna do it. The longer you ain't gonna do it. We are not immortal. Remember that. We are not immortal. We are not here forever. And people say, oh man, life is short. No, it's not. People say time flies when you're having fun. That's true. But you know why it flies? Because you're doing something you want to do. Now, you ever been at work or somewhere you hate, and you look at the time, and you go something like, "Ah, man, it's 12 o'clock." I mean, let's say 11:55. We get out of here at 12 o'clock, and you pay attention to those 5 minutes. Don't those effing 5 minutes feel long as hell? You're like, Jesus, man, this is the longest 5 minutes of my life. That's because you're paying attention. Now, for every day you don't pay attention, life is passing you by. That's why you're going to reach a point where you say, life is short and I didn't get to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish. Life is not that short. Life can be short, don't get me wrong. I wish we could live longer than what humans live now, the average, I don't know, 80, 100, whatever we want to call it, some 60. My point is, 1 year, you can accomplish so much in 1 year. In 1 year, you can accomplish so much. For example, 2020. 2020 was rough for everybody. The coronavirus and everything is crazy. But in 2020, I finished writing a new script. I reached out to tons of people about the script, and I actually got some people that I'm gonna have a meeting with later on. I wrote my new book, Shut the F Up in Love. Wrote it, edited it, published it, e-version, paperback version. I've been marketing it, getting good feedback, done interviews about it. I also wrote the Fist Fighting with Unicorns book, which is a journal, but it's a self-taught journal, so it's kind of like a book and extension to Shut the F Up in Love, which I'll put the link to both of them here if you like. What else? I'm doing these videos to communicate with you guys because I've been getting the DMs and the emails and the communication with people saying you need to start a podcast, and I want to start a podcast, but in the meantime I wanted to do this to communicate with you guys. So when I get messages from people, I come to these videos and do it. Mind you, these are videos that I've been plotting on how I want to do it. Then one day I just say, you know what, I'm going to just give it to my peoples. We're going to talk. We're going to get down. And we're going to do it selfie style. Make it realistic. This is my truth. This is who I am. This is who I want to be. There was a point where I was very unhappy with a lot of things. Even if I had money or whatever, I was still unhappy because things wasn't going the way I wanted them to. I wasn't doing what I wanted to do. I wasn't being true to my truth, to my reality, my facts of me, of Raziel Liz. I wasn't being true to that fact. I was doing it how other people thought. I thought other people wanted me to do it. I wasn't filming certain things or writing certain things because I thought other people didn't want that yet. And then I realized, like, I don't give a F what they want. F them. I was like, yeah, whoa, what's the thing about? I can give a what they want. If I'm going to be successful, I want to be successful doing something I want to do. I don't want to be successful doing what somebody else wants me to do, and then I got money and success and all that, and I hate it. You know how much that would suck? To have money and success and get to the point where you wanted to get originally, and then you hate it? That's some BS. And you a stupid mother effer for allowing yourself to be put in that situation. Yeah, I said it. It's true. There's too many people in the world not happy with their success. You hear what I'm saying to you? You hear what I'm saying to you? There's too many people in the world not happy with their success. Meaning they are successful. They are making money. They are making moves. They are knocking down goals after goals after goals. And they are not happy. Think about that. That would suck. Right now, look. I'm just in the woods. Right? Not the woods, you know. I'm in my area. It's raining. You can see the floor. The floor is squishy. And you can hear in the background water trickling. It's raining. It's like drizzling. So my camera's getting a little drizzled on. I'm getting wet. Hat's getting wet. Glass is getting wet. You know? But I love it. I looked out the window and it was pouring rain earlier. So I made a video in my basement. Then when the rain stopped, I said, man, I really wanted to do another video for these guys. And I wanted to communicate with my peoples. I love putting out content. It's something I like to do. And then I said, the grass is so wet, I'm gonna have to do it later. And I apologize if I keep putting the phone down like this. I mean, the camera down like this. I hate this angle. But when I got like this, my arms started getting tired because the camera's so heavy. I need to get one of them stick tripods and just put it here and be like, boom, boom, boom. But I decided to come out here and do it in the rain, in the wet floor, not the rain, but drizzling, because I like it. It feels good. The weather's great. The floor feels cool. My feet, I got my water shoes on. Where's that? Can you see how I get this camera to look at my, see my water shoes? Nothing too fancy. Got my Captain Marvel hat from Five Below. I paid $5 for this hat. I ain't wasting money on some character, fictional character, No. Anyway, that's a conversation for another time. Back to the point. I know I stray off of it, but the thing is, when you're a person like me, where you have so much you want to give, so much you want to say, everything can be scripted. That's the way I look at it. These guys that come out, today, I walked out on my Lambo. Man, stop. Those guys, they come out, and I give them props because they're making money and everything, but they come out like, today, I walked out of my yard and I did this and I did that, and I'm successful for doing this, and you can be too. Let me give you my tutorial. I'm not hating on nobody. I really am not. I give everybody their props and respect, and I respect those dudes and everybody doing that. But my point is, all I'm trying to say is, that is not me. I can grab this camera and start speaking to you without thinking about it, because this is not scripted. This is truth. If you want to do something, just do it. Only you are standing in your way. You are for not just getting up and going. Nobody's holding you back. If everything is fine with you, your legs work, you're not sick, there's nothing wrong holding you back. And there's people that do have situations holding them, real issues like that, like they're sick or something, and they still keep going, and I salute and tip my hat off to you guys. But the folks that just are not doing it just for no reason, they have no actual reason for doing it, the folks that they're not moving forward, the people that are just sitting there acting like they're really coming up with a master plan on how to do this, I'm talking to you. There is no reason. There's no invisible wall holding you back aside from yourself. So what are you doing? What are you waiting for? Huh? Just go. Just do the dang thing. Self-motivation is the best motivation. Don't let me or somebody else tell you, get up and do it. Go out there and get your thing, get your life. I want you to watch this video and go, man, I like watching this guy because he's so realistic. I want you to watch this video and go, I like watching Raziel because Raziel don't give a F and he tells you how it is. I tell you how it is from my truth, from my point of view. It doesn't make it real. It doesn't make it fake. It just makes it Raziel. So who are you? And what are you going to do?